Today I'm going to show you the top 3 most useless troops in Clash of Clans. I struggle to triple with these troops at all town hall levels. I can't tell you what they are yet, but I will say they're all super troops. The Super Valk is the first troop to be featured in today's video, and I don't think this is of surprise to anyone. It must have the least usage rate in the entire game, but why talk about it? Let's watch some replays. Super Valk live attack. Now, I decided to come in with the Zap variation here because the Super Valks, they drop those rage spells. As you see me split my Zaps quite perfectly here. Benefit of doing an FC, I guess. But because Valks, you just don't need all the rages for that. The Super Valks are going to drop it. So you're better off investing in either bringing some bat spells or lightnings. I decided to go with lightnings on this base because I just didn't see the value in the bats and also needed that pathing throughout the base. So Zap's done, Warden Walk's in play here, and let's go. Now, I think the biggest problem with Super Valks is the normal Valks are most of the time even better. You can tell I'm bringing 3 Super Valks and 10 normal Valks. There's never really a point in bringing 8 Super Valks because they're just going to drop so many rage spells that it's not even worth it. They'll often drop them on the same tile. So we're coming in, the Warden Walk got the value, King and Witches on the top side with an Ice Golem. Then we get Ice Golem here, and notice I'm going to sprinkle in the Super Valks first because I actually want them to die first and drop those rage spells. Now, this army, the whole success of this army is determinant on whether you can get a healer swap, and as you can tell, I get a healer swap here. I still pop the Warden early because you can't afford all those Valks to die, but look at this. We get a healer swap, and I believe I've put, yeah, that's my rage spell and a defensive rage spell, and look at this. We get a Super Valks, drop a rage spell there as they fight the Ice Golems. Another rage spell goes down from the Super Valks, and they are still living despite all the damage that's on them. The Flame Flinger's on the bottom side, didn't even talk about that, it's just doing its thing. Look at all these Valks I got in the core. I drop another rage spell, bam! Defensive Queen is dead. We freeze the Town Hall and the Monolith, and the Valks are still alive, and this base is really crushed. We get our final Super Valk rage drop right there on the Town Hall. Unfortunately, my Queen's just out of range of it. Look at the range of the Super Valk rages, though. They are tiny. Honestly, if they want this troop to be useful, make the range of that rage spell bigger. Because if it is a bit bigger and it can actually replace a rage spell, I think there could be a lot of value in the troop. Now, unfortunately, I popped my Queen ability way too late, but look at this. I've swagged the RC. I'm going to swag the Siege Machine. I'm going to kill my Queen. Sorry, Queen. This was pretty wrecked, and that's kind of how this army goes. You're going to have a lot of crushing triples, but I'm going to tell you this. For every triple you get like this, you'll get an attack like this. So as you can tell, exact same setup here. Ice Golem. Now, I'm bringing 1 extra Super Valk in this attack. I tried to bring a few more, but watch what happens here to the poor Valks. So yet again, healers on my Queen. We've got a bunch of Valks running straight past the healers. They haven't taken damage yet. Warden ability goes off. I get all the Valks in it, but look, none of the healers follow the Valks. And if the healers don't follow the Valks, this is rip. We actually get 1 incredibly intelligent healer go over and under rage try and help, but it's not enough. And watch these Valks get absolutely melted. Unfortunately, they're fighting the defensive Ice Golem, but that's no different than the last attack. The difference is they don't have the healers and they get wrecked. Or sometimes it isn't the healer's fault, sometimes it's the Warden's fault. Have a look at this one here. So exact same entry. Super Valks are coming in, and the Warden trying his best, but look at this. He's not in range of most of them, and they just get dunked on by the Eagle. There was a bit more user error in this one, but this is just the problem with the Valks. They are just so inconsistent. Just in case you thought swagging the RC with the Super Valk attack was special, decided to come in with Zap Titans on the base. Exact same plan, just swapped out the Valks for E-Titans, and this is the outcome. Swag RC plus an extra couple of spells. So essentially what I'm telling you is, why would you use an inconsistent troop like the Super Valks and regular Valks when you can use the E-Titans, which are not only especially consistent, but just a 10 times better troop? The next troop to be featured in this video is the Super Giant. As you can see here, its statistics aren't actually that bad, but unfortunately, like the Super Valk, it has a wasted special ability, and it's overshadowed by the Electro Titan. Now, I will admit before I start, I'm not a Supergiant expert, but I did try a variety of army compositions to see what worked best. And generally, it was this sort of army composition. Here you see like the mass skeletons, and then coming in with witches. I also did try witches and bowlers, but I honestly think the biggest weakness of the Supergiant is that it is a super troop, and you only have 2 super troop slots. So you've got the Supergiant here, but you kind of have to bring super wall breakers with this comp. Like, yes, the Supergiants beat through the walls quickly, but walls at Town Hall 15 have so many hit points. You need these super wall breakers, which means you can't bring the super archers. The super archers are absolutely the best support troop with the ground spam attacks, and unfortunately, because the Supergiant takes up one of those slots, you can't bring the super archers. So I tried with the witches here, and let's have a look and see how it goes. So we kind of spread everything out. Maybe don't spread it out as much as I would have hoped. A few too many Supergiants go in the core. I definitely needed a few more to go around the edges here. But you will see some of them do split out and go to the edge. So we've got a nice little push down the middle here. Unfortunately, I have to use the freeze rather than the skelly. But what I want you guys to look at, and what is the big weakness of like the Supergiants and the witches together, is these flanking scatter compartments that you see here. Because the success of these ground spam armies is that you just take down the whole base in one quick wave. But this core push that you see here, it can only really take out the entire core of the base if the flanking compartments are dealt with. And this is where the Supergiant and witches kind of struggle. So I'll zoom out as much as possible and have a look at both flanking compartments. So you're going to see I've got down all the skeleton spells. I'm tanking both scatters with skeletons. We're getting headhunters and the warden ability to deal with the queen. The Supergiants on the top side are heading towards the scatter shot, but they just get absolutely wrecked. Yes, they've got 4,000 hit points, but 4,000 hit points goes really quickly versus these rage towers. The witches on the bottom are getting wrecked by the scatter. The scatter just one hit them. Oof. Now, they do get the scatter shot down, so that bottom group actually did their job, but the top group just got absolutely dunked on, and that is the real problem. You're going to see this ends up coming short. Let's go into another replay and have a look at this with bowlers. Alright, same sort of thing here, but you see I've dropped to 10 witches, and we've got 8 bowlers instead. But look at this. If you're critical of the last attack of me not putting enough on the flanks, look at how much is on the flanks here. So we definitely should have enough troop space committed to take down the flanking scatter, but let's see if it happens. I will also add that I did a variant of this with mass freeze spells instead of skellies, and it only really got close once. It wasn't as good. Great warden ability. We get split headhunters, which is perfect. It means these defensive heroes should not be as good. Look at these skeleton spells tanking the scatter and both the heroes there. But I mean, look at the bottom side. Got absolutely wrecked. Look at the top side. About to be wrecked. Both scatters stay up. So the bowlers are definitely not the best approach. So you've seen the Supergiants try it on this and they kind of failed. Now I'm going to show you the E-Titans and how they are just so much better than the Supergiants. So with this army, it's 5 E-Titans, 9 Super Archers. Also, benefit of this army being we can bring these Super Archers, and you'll see the value they get in a second. 9 Super Archers, 3 bottom, 3 top, 3 in the middle. We got the skeleton spells and the wall breakers, but have a look at these E-Titans on the bottom. So they're getting targeted by the scatter, but they're still chilling on HP at the moment. We get the headhunters and the warden ability. They go to the bottom. So because I see the headhunters go to the bottom, I use my RC up the top. And look, the E-Titan, there is a rage scatter there. And the E-Titan is still tanking. Now, the troops in the core are going a bit better, but that's because a few of the core multi-beams are tanked by the E-Titans, and because the scatters are not shooting at the core as well. We freeze the town hall, it goes down, we poison the skeletons and the king, and I mean, look at this. The 2 E-Titans I put on the top side of the base are still alive. Let's have a look how many hit points they got. Not many, but that means they tanked that much HP for the Super Archers. We've even got 1 Super Archer alive from the top side, and all of them from the core are still alive. So that is the main benefit of the E-Titans. It allows you to bring these Super Archers, because the Super Archers in the core of the base are really handy. They've got such good range, they can help the outside of the base as well. So that's kind of what I'd say about the Supergiant. They're not actually that useless a troop, but there's just no point to ever use them. right? So therefore, by default, they are useless because the E-Titan's a million times better, and there's just no troop combination you can use with the Supergiant that is going to be as effective as having the Super Archers behind your ground smash. I believe I've saved the most useless troop in Clash of Clans for last. Can you guess it? It is the Super Miner, the newest super troop. Normally the super troops are quite strong when they come out. I think at the Super Dragons were really strong until they nerfed them a little while after they came out. But the Super Miner is just so useless. The stats look great, but let's jump into some replays. I couldn't really figure out the best army to showcase the Super Miner, but I have seen Itsu do Blizzard Super Miner before, and it went surprisingly strong. So that's what we're coming with here. So we're going to start with the Blizzard. Blizzard obviously very strong at Town Hall 15. So we're going to get a nice funnel set here. But yeah, I thought about maybe doing hybrid, but the normal miner is probably better than the super miner. And there was just no real other army that I was like, well, what's the super miner going to do for us? So the Blizzard super miner, yeah, you should see 8 super miners in action here. And this should be the sort of army they go really well on because they do a lot of damage. And, you know, if Itsu used it, who am I to complain? Now, I'm actually going to pause it here. I've put the Queen up there and just talk about how I decided to hit the space, because I tried like a couple of entries. Normally if you're doing like Blizzard Lalo, you'd kind of sui in here and then spam your Lalo over here with your RC, but I found sending the super miners straight into that much damage early on, they kind of died, and then the Rage Tower here wrecked them. So I decided to come in with a different entry, and this one actually can work. So we start with the Queen up here, and she's just going to deal with the CC. I get rid of the cannon, and we get this free CC kill with no damage on us. I should send the Gob from down the bottom there. Yep. Nicely done. Gob going to be setting a funnel. I also wall break on the top side. We're going to be going back and forth a bit. And the baby drag there. Essentially, the King and Queen are going to go into the multi-comp here. The super miners come from over here. It looks like a weird angle, but it seemed to be the best one that worked. A Headhunter to help with the King. Then we obviously heal. I get a Skelly Trap down to tank all the single point defenses, particularly the Monolith over there. King on the top side with the Ice Golem and the Phoenix putting in work. And look, the Town Hall has activated, but these super miners are good on high HP buildings, and obviously you can see all the high HP buildings on that top side of the map. And look at this. Super miners will take down the Town Hall, and we're going to heal in the core of the base. And there's actually not a lot of damage here because the Rage Tower's already popped. That was the benefit of what the King did. Wall break again for the Queen. Super miners going through the core of the base, and now I've just got 2 Headhunters and 2 freezes for them. Can we get through the back end? Look at that freeze value. It's absolutely wicked. Miners in doing all the work in the world. And you'll notice, look at the RC's health bar here. It just went down a huge amount in one go because one of the super miners died. They do like 1800 damage when they die, which is extremely effective. RC is unfortunately going to go down here, but we've got our Queen and 2 super miners. Look, the spring trap doesn't work, which is a real benefit. Obviously, miners get wrecked by springs. So I'm sure you're all looking at this and going, look, this actually looked quite good. This isn't an easy base, and the super miners are gonna take it all down. So why is this the most useless troop? By the way, look at my Queen beating a completely unnecessary wall. Unbelievable. But why is the super miner useless? So you can see on the left-hand side there, my triple in the FC, but how many attempts did this take? Let's have a look. Now, a few of the low percent fails are going to be Blizzard fails, but you see like a whole bunch there of super miners just getting in the 80%, 70, 40s. This army was so difficult. It took me about an hour of FCing to get the triple down, and yeah, it was just so hard to get this to work. But equally bad, once I got the triple, I tried a few times after to see how consistent it was, and I never got a triple again. So even once you figure out how to use Blizzard super miners, doesn't mean you're guaranteed of getting a triple with the army. And there you are. Those are the 3 most useless troops, and they're all super troops. Maybe they aren't so super after all. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your 3 most useless troops? I'll get to every single comment and we can have a nice little discussion and see if you agree with me or not. If you want to see more weird and wacky attacks, I will link it on the left here. Me tripling with mass ice golems and mass yetis was absolutely crazy. But that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed the content and maybe I'll see you soon.